Hi everyone, it's Nicole McGuirk from Mama Elephant, and today I'm showcasing the brand new Tiny Heroes stamp set and coordinating Creative Cuts dies, as well as the new So Fancy Creative Cuts dies and Lots of Stars Creative Cuts. To start my card, I am using one of the new So Fancy dies, one of the rectangle ones, and then one of the stitched circle ones that has the little pierced detail on both sides, making it perfect if you're going to create a shaker card. I'm actually not creating a shaker card today, but you definitely can. Now, I die cut both of these at the same time from some lavender Simon Says stamp cardstock. Just to make it easy, a little bit less work if you die cut them both with one pass of the machine. And then I've die cut the Cityscape, which is an older Mama Elephant Creative Cuts die, one of my favorites for creating scenes. I'm creating a little mini scene on my card here today that will be inside of the circle. Now I'm using the largest pierced circle here and die cutting that from some of the Blue Violet Simon Says stamp cardstock, and that's going to be the inside piece for the little scene that I'm creating. So those are the three components. I'm going to go ahead and stamp one of the tiny hero images. I'm going to stamp the girl who looks like she's kind of flying in the air and color her in with some copic markers. Now you might think these look a little bit similar to the set that Mama Elephant created especially for Simon Says Stamp during their Stamptimber event, and you would be right. And I'm so excited that Mama Elephant has come out with a collection of, or a stamp set and dies that, because in case you missed out on that Stamptimber stamp set and dies, now you can get your little tiny heroes. I think they're just adorable. So fun. So I'm going to color in this little girl. I'm giving her a little bit giving her black hair, and I'm using the toner gray Copic markers. I've tried with all of the Copic markers, and I think the toner gray ones are my favorite for creating black hair. So I'll just continue to color her in, and then I went with a little bit non-traditional coloring for her superhero outfit. I chose to go with purples. I am usually not a person very drawn to purples. However, after the January Simon Says Stamp card kit, I kind of have changed my mind. I loved the purples in that kit, so I kind of thought I would try to create something with some purples here today, and I really love how it turned out. And it's kind of fun to do go the non-traditional route when coloring in this outfit. You can do it in any color you want. I think these superhero outfits are super great. I would love to see the superheroes done maybe in pinks for October, when October rolls around for breast cancer awareness or something like that. I think these are so fun. They work for all age levels. Anytime you need to send some encouragement, or you're proud of a child, or saying congratulations on an achievement, all kinds of things. I think these superhero stamps are perfect, or these tiny heroes, I guess I should say, are perfect for any of those types of things. Once I have her all colored in, I'm going to grab the coordinating die and just pop that over her and hold it in place with a little post-it tape. And I realized I forgot to stamp the little kitty. The Tiny Heroes has a cat and a dog, which I love, included in this stamp set. So great for adding a little fun superhero critter to your card. I'm going to use the cat, and I'm coloring it in with some Copic markers, and I apologize, I'm a little bit out of frame here while I color in the mask. I am using the same shades that I used for the little girl, so nothing new there, the same colors of markers, and I'll move that down and color in the kitty. I'm going to make him gray with like little white tips for his tail and his ears and his paws. Very quick and easy coloring, nothing too crazy here. I did a little pink for his nose and pink for the insides of his ears as well. I'll start with my lightest gray, and I just stayed with those toner gray markers. I already had them out, so it was easy. I didn't have to go grab anything else from my Copic marker display. Adding in some little dark highlights here and there, some shading, and I'll blend that out as well. And then I added just a few little dots like I like to do with my critters especially. Not a ton, just enough to give it a little bit of texture. It's a really small image. You don't have to do a whole lot. Then I will grab the coordinating die for this as well. I'm going to cut it apart with my little Elizabeth Craft snip scissors. Perfect wire cutters for cutting apart dies. And die cut both of these images for my card. I can set that aside now. My die cutting is pretty much finished. And then I can start putting together the rest of my card. I'm taking one of the greetings from the Tiny Heroes stamp set and carefully inking up just the bolder word with the blue Violet Simon Says stamp ink. And then I'm going to ink up the phrase underneath that with the Simon Says stamp slate gray ink. This is going to give you a great two-tone greeting. If you don't feel comfortable inking up your greetings this way, you could always cut them apart with some sharp scissors because they're clear stamps, they will go back together. You don't have to worry about that. And then I am going to go ahead and use my powder tool on that circle that goes back behind the cityscape, because I'm going to stamp some of these little star clusters from the Tiny Heroes stamp set all over this circle and then emboss them with white embossing powder. This will just give a little bit of interest to that background. I keep having to grab my pieces and kind of see where everything is going to go so I make sure and get it exactly where I want it. Take my white embossing powder. The powder tool just helps so that the embossing powder sticks only to where I have stamped and doesn't get anywhere else. Once that is heated up, I can replace that and I can start putting together all of the elements for the background of my card. I'm using a white card base, but I decided to go ahead and die cut the A2 sized So Fancy die that has some fun little cross stitch type border. You can kind of see it there over to the right. There it is. And it will have a fun detail all the way around. And I just did that on vellum for a fun kind of white on white look. It adds just a tiny bit to the card background. I didn't like just the stark white. Now I needed to trim off a little bit of that cityscape. I didn't worry about the other side because it's going to be hidden, but I didn't want it sticking out past my lavender die cut panel. And then I'm taking foam adhesive and placing it around all of the sides just to make sure that it all pops up evenly. I don't have to worry about making sure my foam adhesive is creating an enclosed space for a shaker, but if you were creating a shaker, this would be really, really fun as well. So lots of great things you can do with the So Fancy dies. I'll pull off all those backing pieces and then adhere that right to my vellum panel. Make sure I get it nice and even all the way around with that cityscape and my stamped and embossed sky. Then I'll take a little bit more foam adhesive and pop it there behind my superhero, tiny hero girl. That was just a little scrap I had left over from the lavender panel, and I'll pop her like she's flying above the cityscape. Then I'll take a little adhesive and attach the kitty as well. Then I'll take the Wink of Stella clear glitter brush marker and add some glitter detail to the mask and the cape, things like that on the tiny hero girl. I'll do the same for the kitty. Just a little bit of shimmer. And then I'll finish my card by using the brand new Lots of Stars Creative Cuts die and die cutting that from the blue violet cardstock, some silver glitter cardstock, and also some matte metallic silver cardstock. This is going to create a whole bunch of stars, way more than I need. I like to keep all of my paper confetti in these little compartments here, in these Craft Mates compartments. Perfect. Whenever I need some confetti, I usually don't have to go make my own or more. I'll have a color that I want there. You can see I have tons and tons of colors. But I wanted to show you how awesome this new Lots of Stars die is. Perfect little teeny tiny star confetti. This would make great shaker material if you are creating a shaker card. And I'll just make sure and put all of my excess into these little compartments, and then I will have more confetti for another project at another time. Then I'm going to take all of these stars and just kind of pop them around here on my card. I'm only going to use a few, like I said, a couple up above her, a few near the greeting, kind of using placing them in a triangular pattern, kind of make sure I move from one side to the other, like from the greeting up above and then down below. Visual triangle is what that is called. So I move them around a little bit, trying to get exactly the look I wanted. Once I have them where I want them to go, I'm using the quick stick tool and my zig glue pen to glue them in place. It makes it much quicker and easier, especially when dealing with teeny tiny confetti pieces like this. I love using it for sequins as well. Just makes it a lot easier than trying to pick it up with your fingers. Once I have those all in place, my card is finished. I hope you've enjoyed this video showcasing the brand new Tiny Heroes stamp set and creative cuts from Mama Elephant. The supplies I've used are listed and linked below the video on YouTube. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.